Full day of hoops on Big Ten Network rolls on, and the third game of 6 brings us to Simon Scott Assembly Hall in Bloomington for Big Ten basketball, presented by Jeep, as Indiana tries to go back into the big tempo. Is going to be fun to watch today as Winthrop controls the tap. The Eagles making their first ever appearance at Assembly Hall in their first ever game against the Indiana Hoosiers. Well, this Winthrop team scoring 86 points per game, one of the top 20 scoring offenses in the country, and working some late clock to begin. Into their top scorer on their first touch. It's Kelton Talford pivoting and scoring.
Well done. Up and under, fake left, step through, rip the ball. That's why he was a two-time All-Big South performer coming into the season.
And remember, there's no Ballo down there to deal with Talford today.
No shot blocker coming from the weak side.
So that's interesting for Indiana on offense. One big out there to begin. That's knocked out in the baseline, stays with Indiana. And it's been an interesting thing to explore with Indiana, all non-conference. How do they play with Ballo and Renew? How do they play separately? No choice but to go with just Renew today.
Yeah, and this will allow Renew maybe to operate a little bit more freely in that elbow area and down around the block.
Oh, quick draw. Team score on their first touch of the day. Down on this end, Winthrop usually does not use a lot of clock. So guarding the ball be important for the Hoosiers, and that is a goaltend on Renew.
And we talked about the importance of that point. If you're Winthrop, you want to get down, which they do quite often. That's how you get to the foul line 32 times per game.
So watching how Indiana gets in gaps today and how they defend the ball.
And communicate defensively.
Well, in tight to the basket, Malik Renew scores for the first time.
They wanted to get back in transition.
A 6-7 at both forward spots. They're expecting to see 7-1 Ballo today. Rice scoots to the rim. Long cross-court skip. The closeout there for Doucette. As Mbako grinds in. Here's Goody. His first three is down.
Nice job by Goody. Under him with the pass.
What the Hoosiers need more of. They can always rely on some inside scoring. Renew misses this one. Doucette running the break himself. No finish. Got his own, and he's fouled.
How about the hustle by Doucette? He missed it. Doesn't make it hurt any less. No. As a team, only 67% from the foul line.
And even at shoot-around today, Mark Prosser, their head coach, we talked to him about that. He's like, yeah, we do a good job getting there. And then he kind of laughed. He's like, well, it all evens out because we don't make a lot of them. Well, quick attack. It hangs in the rim and goes to Rice. His wife, Linda, starting chemo tomorrow and signed basketball from the team. Really, really nice touch. There's Trey Galloway in and out. Offensive rebound for Renew to put it back.
Nice job by Renew of not allowing himself to be blocked out. Looked like Winthrop had done a pretty good job, but he kind of spun off the contact and able to catch and complete.
Doucette wheels in. He is a tough guard.
And that's an example. It's not under 2 minutes left in the ballgame or in overtime.
And Rob Riley right on top of it. I think Rice thought there could have been a foul there as he got pushed. And there's the top score for Winthrop. Talford for the first time.
Nicely done. That's the second time,
excuse me,
Connor, that he's been able to catch it up and under. Good footwork by Telford.
And Langdon Hatton in the game in the post for Indiana. Couldn't corral the offensive rebound. Here's the pace for Winthrop. Isaiah Wilson driving and kicking. Out for a three that splashes down for Jolly.
It had a little bit of a knuckle curve rotation, but it found the bottom of the well.
Kind of Garrett Cole of him on that shot at the free throw line. And more importantly, that means that Logan Duncombe comes in for the first time, former Hoosier, in his first year for Winthrop.
He's going to earn himself some more playing time if he continues to put forth this type of energy.
Tucker trying to clear everybody out. Some help being shown. He spins through it and got it from the mid-range like he typically does.
And that's a nice shot. That's not going to be available in the Big Ten. That's going to be a charge. He turns his back and does a blind spin like that. There's going to be a defender there to take it right in the chest.
So not very repeatable.
There's such a thing as fool's gold, and when conference play gets into full action, that may be fool's gold.
That might work in the Big Ten.
That'll work anywhere. Hitting he does it 46% of the time.
And a quiet start for Nick Johnson for Winthrop. That's raked away. Good hands for Harrison. He's got guys running with him. Gives it up. Transition basket for Cameron.
Cameron did a really good job was for Winthrop.
All these guys can run.
Yes.
For Winthrop. And you go about 11 deep, sometimes 12 deep, as Mbako is fouled, and it dances home for the and one. And Winthrop knew they would have to respect his shooting because Mbako's got to get to work here. He tried to. He had it stripped. Doucette with hands on it. Doucette leading the break again. Alfred Jones, three maybe. Instead, he takes it inside and scores it.
Smart job by Jones, the freshman. He bobbled the.
And Galloway gets a second chance at it. Brandon Hatton has 5 rebounds in this first half. He has 6 on the season coming in, and it got Galloway the second chance.
He has just put his fingerprints all over
the influence from one generation of crossers to the next. Doucette looked around and nobody came out to guard him, so he rolls in a 3.
He was the loneliest guy in America there, but it was a nice action by Winthrop. You get the defense flowing to the right. You saw the white jerseys respond accordingly. Then you kick back, and there was a breakdown in communication on the defensive end.
And then a turnover for Carlisle. Harrison running it. Alfred Jones 3, and back-to-back hits for the Eagles.
And for Jones, how important was it coming in there as a freshman to see that first one come through on the layup? Now, this is a guy that it's unorthodox, but he can knock it down. Now he's playing with a far more confidence offensively.
Renew hard to the rim. You wish it was that way when you played?
I'm just lucky to get up and down the floor. I mean,
no, you had a burner. I know you did. They let you show it. Isaiah Wilson is fouled on his way to the rim.
And 5 other times he had at least 4 fouls. Indiana was going to have 6 guys out there.
Well, back-to-back misses, but no block out for India total on the season.
Well, he was averaging 4 minutes per ball game in his appearances, so he's made the most of the extended time here so far. That is obvious.
And now he gets a chance to score. Some style points hanging on the rim.
And I tell you what, Winthrop is stating their case that he pulled the rim down, but nice strong roll. If you're at, a lot of times you see guys kind of 75% roll. He shows you why it's really important to roll with a purpose and at the proper angle.
A miss from Johnson leads to the break for Rice, who's in there in a flash. Down, Galloway attacks that spot in the court, and a block is called. Galloway goes crashing down. It's called for the block. It's his second foul, leading to the 1-and-1 for Galloway. Brennan, yes, backhand, no, forget off. That's all I got on figure skating for you, Sean.
Just remember, the Hungarian judge will always screw you. Mark you down.
Sounds like personal trauma. There's Harrison on the take. Into Hatton. Oh, tough look. Case and Harrison.
Really well done by Harrison to put his shoulder into the chest of the larger defender there in the form of Hatton. And again, it's a dribble drive straight downhill, paying off for Winthrop.
Harrison, part of a veteran backcourt. Started his career at Lamar as Mbako hangs on a rim. Galloway respects it, run him off the line. Just ahead of the under 4 media timeout. Indiana by 8. Harrison will stop and start. Into the lane, fouled. And it's a network in the Fox Sports app. It's at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific time. Another one of the lethal scores for Winthrop. Team averaging 86 points per game. Right in that same ballpark as Iowa, Penn State, and Maryland. Teams that Indiana will see soon. Oh. Taken away. It is off, but followed up for Paul Jones' jam.
Especially with the active hands being employed in that little half-court trap last time down by Winthrop.
So back to a 4-point game. In the handle of Rice, a deep 2. He cashes that in.
And a good job of Rice of utilizing the crossover, and what that crossover did, it allowed Hatton to get his feet set on the screen and not draw an unnecessary offensive foul.
A good help from Rice in to take the ball away. Leading the break, Mbako missed it. It swirled out, And
Carter shooting about 34% coming into today's ball game.
I'm going to steal your rhetorical question that you asked me in break. Where would Indiana be right now without Langdon Hatton?
Probably behind.
And Duncombe gets behind.
And the Super Bowl.
The former Indiana Hoosier Duncombe facing up. Heavy on it. Rebound Tucker, but it's torn away. And Johnson puts it back.
I mean, he just flat out, he just took the lunch money of the freshman. There's no question about it.
So he had been held scoreless after going for a couple of 20-point games. And that's his first basket, 18 minutes in. So Johnson, there's Tucker along the back door, and one, Bryson Tucker.
And how about the delivery? Good response by Tucker, because he just flat out got it taken away from him there, but he didn't hang his head. He came back, made himself available to Hatton.
Good answer for Bryson Tucker. Off the give from Hatton, who's played extended minutes, in part because Umar Ballo is out today, lower body injury. And Malik Renew, middle of this half, went to the bench with 2 fouls, also in the post for Indiana. And a poke away from Goody. And short on the front end, so it doesn't end up hurting Indiana. Here's Rice. Winthrop fouls him. Scored on a play just like that earlier in the half. More resistance, but a trip to the free throw.
A ton, Connor, but he's been very effective when he has, 88%. Come in there, especially defensively, when they kind of sprung that half-court trap. They've been able to buy some minutes, and at least with a minute 40 here to go, spared their leading scorer over the last 3 years, Telford, his 3rd foul.
So a minute and a half of run at maximum with those 2 fouls. He's not involved here. And a hard drive for Winthrop again gets him to the line with Johnson.
Man, they just spread the...
So Johnson up there for 2. Got the first. 5 times this year.
Well, most recently, in a win, I thought I saw someone singing an offensive foul, so
I did too. And that's definitely a foul. Johnson reaches in. State Farm halftime show coming up. Rick Pizzo, Rafael Davis, Seth Davis.
And that if they'd allowed Indiana to kind of run a little bit more clock, they probably weren't going to get.
Yeah, draw something up before their final touch of the half. Coming up in our Chicago studios in 30 seconds of game time. Shot clock is still on after the Winthrop timeout. It's about a 9-second, 8-second differential. In the hands of Harrison. Crosses over on Leal. To the paint. It's off. Leal has the rebound. Indiana going quickly. It's Tucker with a Euro step. It's off. Goody tried to save it, but it's out of bounds. And Winthrop gets another touch.
What
a Winthrop bench. And Tommy Camerad comes back in to get him. Little full court pressure. Winthrop's got to go with 3 seconds till halftime. Now to 2. It's Harrison at the buzzer. Bagging a 3.
And Hatton, really a bright spot for Indiana in the first half. And if you're Winthrop, another positive thing is your leading scorer, Telford, was out for all but 4 minutes of the ball game.
Well, it does go right back to Renew.
I mean, it's a simple game or they wouldn't let me near it. I mean, there's no question.
Renew opens up the second half with a free throw.
A little tick above 78% on the year, even though he was 0 for 3 last time out.
Short rebound for Doucette. Doucette stop and start, got right past Galloway, and resistance from Renew, who starts the break.
Yeah, and Doucette landed kind of awkwardly.
And it leads to Rice with an open basket.
Well, that was a good change of pace by Doucette, just wasn't able to get it over the larger defender.
And Doucette is holding his back.
Yeah, he landed really awkwardly on that last basket opportunity.
Well, a tough pass led to a 3 for Jones. Telford got that away late. So a couple threes for Jones, helping out Winthrop. Heavy driving team, and there's Galloway underneath.
Good job by Renew of turning and facing the basket. Winthrop got caught ball watching, and Galloway made him pay.
Harrison hops in. There's the 3rd foul on Renew, and it's an and 1.
And what Harrison has done here against Renew, he did.
Renew played 6 minutes in the first half. Less than 2 minutes. Rice with some pace, leaves for Goody. In and out on the triple. Winthrop loves to run. It's a 4-on-3. Doucette took it himself. A poster.
Woo. I mean, he turned the corner, and because you had his teammates sprinting, the defensive transition of Indiana was kind of muddled.
Well, Doucette feeling much better after he just went down, but Rice blows by him.
Is where Winthrop likes to do a lot of their damage, but because guys sprinted, you see guys sprint to the three-point line, and the backpedaling defenders, because of the lack of communication, they're not sure, do we defend the three? No one protects the rim, and Doucette makes him pay.
Playing through the posts like they do a lot. And Talford with the left. Hatton got him. 2 quick fouls on Hatton. He has 3. Malik. If this foul trouble gets any deeper.
Out in Baco, but they just weren't able to corral him.
That was another part of the story in the first half. Rebounding even. Goody falling away. Nice hit on a deep 2.
Nice use of the curl on the out-of-bounds situation.
He's hustling for it again. Harrison won't let him touch that. Goody strips it. Goody head down to the rack. He is fouled. +1. Then was right before that timeout. Luke Goody completes a 3. Indiana from 3 is 1 for 15. Coming off a 3-game stretch before Christmas where they really struggled also. Talford powers back in. This time he hits it.
I mean, the basket was a rumor to him by the time percent turnover rate.
Because the possessions aren't always that high.
Right.
The pace isn't always that fast.
It gets magnified.
Right. 13 a game feels like more.
Nice little pass.
Hatton fouled. Left it on the doorstep. He has... You understand. He played the final 8 because
rather than the backspin you're accustomed to from Goody from 3.
Indiana has missed their last 15 threes and a 4th foul on Hatton plus an and 1 for Talford.
And there you saw the decisive
play that.
And they turn and rip it go.
And 3-point play complete for Kelton Talford. Quiet first half because he had to sit, but he's into double digits with 11 points.
Only a little bit north of 4 minutes of playing time because of 2 early fouls.
3 guys in double digits for Winthrop. Right back into Renew, into the game, into the scoring column again.
Don't let them get into your body. And if you get pinned down low, don't bail them out by creating an unnecessary foul.
Sticky hands from Mbako. It's a 3-on-1. Indiana gives it back. Mbako flies in. Well, Talford got out of that screen real quick. He was a statue and turned into a possession saver. Grinding his way in.
So smart. Renew with those 3 fouls. You reload on.
And Johnson underneath the rim. Got too deep. So Indiana pushes. Oh, feathery pass from Galloway. That was a Curtis Rourke level 2 ball.
Yeah, and just allow, in that case, the receiver to just kind of run underneath it.
Rourke to Surratt there. And Carlisle called for the foul. He can't believe that. Case and Harrison heads to the line on Carlisle's. And Harrison
not deterred him one bit. You struggle to score, go inside.
He made up for it. Carlisle did with the block. Now running the floor. Tucker, give up. Galloway. And that's a goaltend. Count it.
That's beautiful ball. Okay, you get the ball.
The Big Ten after the new year. Using some clock. 8 to go. Galloway. High post. Renew. Spinning. Hanging. Fouled. 10 for Renew. First one not there. Of 2016 when they beat Illinois in Champaign in overtime.
And the other stat that you mentioned.
The #1 team in the country in getting to the free throw line. Indiana is, even with their foul trouble, done a pretty good job keeping them off the line today. Renew spinning on the lob. Jolly a little bit late, and he gets called for the foul. Yeah, Ryan Jolly, his anti-hero would be Ryan Mellon.
Yes.
Yeah. Two empty trips for Renew.
That's why it wasn't a bad foul. You had to kind of wonder where he was mentally after missing the last two.
Jones lines it up. Oh, that was also real strong. Doucette with hustle points again.
Doucette has been really impressive. Now he has
Doucette and Winthrop out of the Big South. Mid-range not there. Tucker, Renew hands on it, and he fouled Johnson. Oh, he is irate at that call. So Hatton, both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. One to go. Final game of the non-conference. And Baco still dry from three.
And Hatton gets Indiana yet another possession.
Rice splits it off the ball fake. Pretty move.
And then Hatton completes the play, sealing off the weak side help. Small thing, but an important thing. He stepped in the lane, turned his back to the defender, and took out any weak side help.
Harrison loves to reject those ball screens. Got Baker open for a three, and Rice recovers. Goody. And follow-up Galloway. It's a late clock for Winthrop, who just took a timeout after Indiana extended it on a quick burst. Doucette stopped on a dime.
Again, the spacing. They had 5 out. That creates drop control, jump stop, shot fake. This is a really well-coached Winthrop team.
Well, one of the favorites in the Big South. Picked second in the Big South preseason. Behind High Point. And Indiana back to the rim. Mbako extends it back to 9 for the Hoosiers. Hatton hands on it, his third block. Stuffs it away from Johnson.
I think statistically that was going to hop out at you. It was just getting his team extra possessions.
Harrison wraps it around. Doucette long on the three. Mbako and Goody fought for it, so it ended up with Winthrop with a trip to the line for Johnson. Friendly fire there.
That defensive presence.
And Johnson hit. You're probably thinking that could be where the dam breaks. If you can get those guys to fall out of the game. He start and the full-on go in the Big Ten. Rice, 2 guys were there into traffic, and he's back down behind the play. So Winthrop pushes with Harrison, who's fouled and scores. The Eagles
are up to cut into this lead with the clock stopped.
It's back to 4. Indiana had to put away Chattanooga in a 4-point game with a minute left the other night.
Follow off the dribble. We're going to continue to do what has put us in the position to, maybe steal a win here on the road.
Mbako kept it alive, but there he goes again. Here's Harrison, 1-on-2. Gives it up. It's a 3 to make it a 1-point game. Nick Johnson has the Eagles down to 1. A hand check. Talford, his 4th.
Really known for their 3-point marksmanship.
Shooting right at their average. And Renew makes the...
Indiana took it away.
Jones into the post for Talford. Leading scorer gives it up. Doucette on Rice. Hops his way all the way in. Not here. Fight for it. Foul called. Doucette reaches in on Hatton. Again. What a day. As much as he has all season.
Was that bonus? You've got some foul trouble, especially with Hatton in there. You don't have to go away from what you've known for if you're with the Eagles.
Harrison's out of bounds.
And the right idea, but Harris.
Now, Mark Prosser was saying, can you look at it? Can't. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. You got to be inside 2 minutes. Indiana caught a break there.
They did. Yeah.
As we approach 2 minutes, Indiana trying to extend their 4-point lead. It's Renew banging bodies. It counts. And a foul.
And how about getting the call right in live action?
I mean, that is one little sliver of it. So 7-point game after the free throws. We're inside 2 minutes. Winthrop has not shot it well from 3 on the season. Do they have one here? They do not with Doucette. And tapped away to Rice. So Indiana has had to hang on here with Renew and Ballo sitting most of the day. Ballo sitting all day, Renew with the foul trouble. And up 7 with 1:30 to go before the Big Ten restart. 10 to shoot for Rice. Crossing over on Jolly. Now he backs it up with 5. He rejects the screen. It's Rice. It's in and out.
Yeah, you didn't want to foul if you were Winthrop there with the shot clock under 10.
Winthrop's known to work quickly, play with really good pace. They got to start moving. 1:05 to go. Talford gives directions. He pounds his way in on Hatton, and he walls up.
Good job by Hatton of showing his hands. There might have been some contact down low, but because Hatton showed his hands, the official wasn't going to bite.
Good holiday crowd comes to its feet in Bloomington. Well, Winthrop hasn't given a foul yet. It's down to 6 on the shot clock. Rice at 3. No, follow Leal, yes! A little surprised Winthrop didn't foul early on that trip. That was a pass. Harrison off the back heel. Shot clock is off. Will they give it now? Doesn't look like it.
I think they're just going to play this out. Indiana got everything they wanted today and then some. You got to give credit to Winthrop, but you also have to give a ton of credit to Langdon Hatton. When his number was called, he delivered beyond admirably.
Major value from Langdon Hatton. Indiana gets their 10th win back into the Big Ten, surviving Winthrop. Let's get you to Mackey Arena. It's Purdue and Toledo coming up. For Sean Morris, Connor Onion saying goodnight from Bloomington.